Hunting.
Biking.
Kayaking.
Fishing.
Boating.
Swimming.
Did you say boating?
No.
Hey, right now we're gonna be going over the 7 best places to live in West Michigan for outdoorsmen, and it's coming up right now. For things to do and sights to see, you are now watching Live Great TV, and I am your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn, Greathouse.
And I'm Adam Berksma.
And hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, make sure you go below, hit that subscribe button, slap that notification bell, at least hit the like button so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that we put out each and every week, because honestly, we love making these videos for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, as a licensed mortgage broker, we want to help you make that transition over to the West Michigan area nice and smooth. So our information's below. Please feel free to contact us with any questions, comments, or concerns. And with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, everybody, we are at LMCU Ballpark, formerly Fifth Third Ballpark, if you know anything about West Michigan. We're happy to show you the best places to live if you're an outdoorsman. Are you an outdoorsman?
I am an outdoorsman. I mean, I was more before, I feel like, to be honest.
You like to golf, though.
When I lived in Indiana, but yeah. I do love to golf still, so.
Okay, so I guess that's
There's still a lot to do, though. There's a lot of fishing and hiking stuff out here.
So we want to go right into what it's like to live in West Michigan as an outdoorsman. Now you see the Pure Michigan commercials and you hear about Michigan, or you're just starting your search and you don't know really where to fit in as far as your outdoor lifestyle, and that's what we talk about on this channel. I'm the official host to Living Great in this area. Adam here, he knows a lot about the West Michigan area, and we just want to give it to you straight so that way you can make your decision and move confidently as you're transitioning out here. All right, the first place that we want to talk about is going to be Saugatuck, Michigan. It is awesome. Adam, have you been there?
I have.
You have been there?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about Saugatuck because it is probably my favorite getaway. So I live in Grand Rapids, but going to Saugatuck is a real treat, especially during the summer months, because there are a lot of the sand dunes that are out there. You can actually get your family or friends together. You can go to the Saugatuck dunes. You get in this really cool buggy that they basically give you a tour of Saugatuck.
Wow.
They tell you about the history and how Saugatuck is actually has a city underneath it, and it's just incredible. Like, I hear about just the history of West Michigan and how they used to move lumber from Chicago over to Saugatuck, and it's like this whole thing. So the Saugatuck Dune Rides is a huge highlight to coming to the Saugatuck area. Another thing I want to mention about Saugatuck is going to be Mount Bald Head. Mount Bald Head is this stair set, which is like 300 and some odd number of stairs on the other side of the Kalamazoo River, and they have a Mount Bald Head challenge every year, usually towards the end of summer, where they challenge each other and go up the hill, and they got different courses and whatnot. So if you're an active person, you love running, you love being outside and outdoors, you're definitely going to get a kick out of Saugatuck. Another thing I want to mention about Saugatuck is going to be the boating. You can rent boats. You can actually, bring your boat there and dock it. Oval beaches in the area, so if you want to go catch a nice beach, catch a nice sunset out there, Oval Beach has a lot to offer, to bring your friends and family. Make sure you bring some sandals, because that sand gets hot.
Yes.
The sand gets hot. Bring some sandals so you don't burn your toes. But that Saugatuck, it is very active area. You always see people hiking, going up there certain hills and whatnot in the area too. Great lifestyle if you're thinking about moving out to Saugatuck.
All right, guys, number 2 on the list in no particular order.
No particular order.
Muskegon.
Yes.
So Muskegon is also right over there on Lake Michigan. Beautiful beaches, beautiful sandy areas, and the state parks are probably one of the main things over Muskegon. So we have Muskegon State Park, Grand Haven State Park's over there. And they have a number of trails, the PJ Hoffmaster, and a bunch of other trails and beaches to be able to explore and hike on. So A lot of cool stuff over there for the outdoorsman to be able to interact with the wildlife and really be outside.
Absolutely. And another thing in Muskegon, it's not a like northern part of Muskegon, is that they have this place called Michigan Adventures. And it is West Michigan's own amusement park, and not a lot of people really talk about it, but it is 2 parks. They always say 2 parks for the price of 1. There's like this old commercial back in the day.
2 parks for the price of 1.
Michigan's largest amusement park opens this Saturday. At Michigan's Adventure and Wild Water Adventure, you get 2 parks for the price of 1.
Where they have a water park and they also have an amusement park where you can go around, win prizes. It's actually a really fun treat. So if you want to bring the family, get outside, do your thing, you can definitely enjoy your time at Michigan Adventures. Roller coasters, the whole 9.
Kind of like a Six Flags, but like
it's
smaller.
like a mini Six Flags. So
Yep.
if you heard of Six Flags, amusement park, Busch Gardens type of thing, it's in West Michigan. It's like the microwave compact, compact size.
But it's fun.
It's fun. It definitely is fun. So that is another highlight about Muskegon if you're an outdoorsman. I don't want to forget to mention that they have a lot of trails, to piggyback off of what you were saying, and a lot of cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, a lot of winter sports. The trails, you see different wildlife, even in the winter time, to go out there and enjoy yourself in Muskegon. So that's definitely a huge highlight to live in.
Check out Muskegon.
Check out Muskegon.
Number 3, no particular order.
No particular order.
Grand Rapids.
Yes, Grand Rapids.
The hub.
The hub.
Right?
That's where it all happens.
So, for the outdoorsman, what do we have in Grand Rapids? Let's see. Museums.
Yes.
For starters. We have a number of museums, I think 3 or 4 museums. The
Which
Gerald
one?
Ford Museum.
Yep.
We got the Arts Museum.
Grand Rapids Art Museum, Grand Rapids Children's Museum,
Children's Museum.
and Grand Rapids Public Museum.
Yeah.
So if you like museums and you're kind of a nerd like that, you like history and things, make sure you check them out. Or if you have any little ones, you can take them right on over to the Grand Rapids Children's Museum. You can sip on some coffee while they blow bubbles and
they do
all
thing.
that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It is absolutely awesome. So the museums are a huge highlight.
Definitely.
It's not really outdoors, but it's something to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think like outdoorsy people would appreciate museums.
Yeah, Grand Rapids is a zoo. So we got the John Ball Zoo. John Ball Zoo is a great opportunity to get out and about, see some wildlife.
Yep, John Ball Zoo is really cool. They've been putting a lot of money into that recently.
Yeah.
Really upping their game over there. I've been there a number of times this year already, and every time I go, I enjoy it, even though it's the same stuff. So
it's a treat, and once you go through it, you kind of like, it's one of those things where when everyone says, hey, you want to go to the zoo, you don't really say no, because it's usually always a good time. So from flamingos to tigers to lions and snakes.
They have a nightlife thing too.
Oh, wow.
Where they have all these lights that they put up in the exhibits.
Yeah.
So when you're walking the trails, everything's glowing, and they have light shows in there. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Great time with the family too if you have kids.
Absolutely.
We brought our niece and nephew with.
You did?
Loved it.
Really?
Loved it.
And the cool thing too, in the towards the fall, October, they do like a Halloween theme as well with the animals. So if you're thinking about coming and you're going to be in the area around then, make sure you check out the John Ball Zoo.
Yep. So also in Grand Rapids, we obviously have a lot of breweries. We were Beer City, USA for a very long time. We may still be, I don't even know.
It's still on the map.
But we
have over 80 breweries.
Yeah, I was gonna say, too many to count right now. Too many to list off for you. But there is a ton to do in terms of brewery hopping.
Absolutely.
They have the trolleys now with little bike pedals where you can ride from brewery to brewery with all your friends. Yep, it's a blast. Tons of stuff to do, and the breweries are really cool. Each one is a little bit unique in its own way, which is why it makes it fun. If you go to every single brewery and they're all the same, it kind of
makes
you've seen one, you've seen them all. But that's really not the case, and they all have their own unique dining in terms of like food and stuff too.
So what do you think about Founders? Founders is a huge international brand.
Founders is great. I love Founders beer. They sell it everywhere. Knickerbocker, which is New Holland Brewery over on the west side of Grand Rapids, also really cool. That's
Brewery Vaughn is very unique. They turned an old chapel into a brewery, and it seems like you're in medieval times.
That one's very
When you
cool.
go there, it's very unique. So you could definitely check that out.
Yep.
All right, another thing to talk about as far as outdoors people are my bikers and my marathon runners. This is really important because we have the Fifth Third Riverbank Run. We have a bunch of the color run. We have all sorts of things such as that. We have a lot of biking marathons. We have a huge community of bikers and marathon runners who just love being outdoors. And I always tell people that Michigan, we get like 6 months of dry and 6 months of winter. So when we get that 6 months of summer, we go hard, we do it the
Everyone's
best.
out.
Everyone's
All
out
the
and
time.
about. So it's definitely one of those things where if you're into that type of marathon, you're getting those trophies, or you just want to get out and be involved with others who do that. Another cool thing that I noticed too was outside they had a competition among the firefighters, and the top firefighters in the United States all came to Grand Rapids in this obstacle course, almost like a Ninja Warrior course. And they were competing to see who had the best time. So different things like that are a huge highlight to living in Grand Rapids. There's plenty to do outdoors, so you're never going to get bored in Grand Rapids. Another cool thing about Grand Rapids is going to be the downtown area, because it seems like they're always having something going on the streets. So you'll have Rosa Parks Circle. Which is a
really cool area for, in the wintertime, they freeze it over. And they make it a little ice rink, which is really, really cool. And in the summertime, they have live bands there all the time. And fairs or flea markets. In there. So they're constantly having things right on the streets in there.
They even do swing dancing. So if you're into swing dancing, or you're not, you want to get your jive on, or whatever they call it, your turkey jive, I don't know what it's called, but you'll go in there, and they actually have a lot of events like that. They even have ballroom dancing. They do a lot in that little area in Rosa Parks Circle, so it's definitely something I wanted to point out for you.
All right, number 4, we got Holland.
Holland, Michigan.
Holland, Michigan.
Yep.
Pure Michigan.
That's my birthplace.
Nice. Congratulations.
Got a cookie?
No, Holland is really, really cool though.
Yeah,
it's
I like
a
Holland.
beautiful, beautiful area.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do over there. They have the state parks over there as well. Tulip time. So tulip time, if you don't know what tulip time is, do a little Google research. Really cool. They have it in, I think it's July.
It's in May.
Every
May.
May.
I think it's the second week of May. I only know this because it's been drilled in my head over.
Because you were born there.
And we try to leave sometimes because we've been there for it so much. But anyway.
But it's just, and it's a massive parade.
Yes, it is.
So I actually marched in there when I used to play in the marching band back in high school. But it's a really, really cool parade. Everyone comes out for it. Like, I feel like every town comes to Holland on that day.
It's a big deal.
And it's just really, I want to say it's Dutch.
It's Dutch. It's to celebrate Dutch heritage. And what they do a lot of times is they will have what they call klompen dancers, where they put on these wooden shoes, and then they dress in these old school like hats and like, I don't know, it's just
dresses
like
and skirts and
they're
stuff.
like, I don't know, it's like this, it just feels like you're in another country for a full week. And it is absolutely awesome. They have a festival. They have fireworks towards the end of it that we celebrate in May. They scrub the streets.
Then they have huge fields of tulips.
Huge field of
Hence
over 2 million.
Tulip time.
Over 2 million tulips.
It's absolutely insane. When you see pictures of it or you're there in real life, you're like, it's just so much color.
It's overwhelming.
It's cool though. It's really, really cool.
And they also have the windmills. So they have the second largest windmill in the world right in Holland, Michigan.
Hence
so
it being Dutch.
So it'd be only fitting. So
right.
So the beaches in Holland are also really cool. Camping.
You can camp in Holland. You can camp around the beach if you want to. It's really, really cool. A lot of hiking to do over there. A lot of beach dune hiking to do right on the beach, which is a lot of fun. And it does get hot when you're camping, because if you're camping on the beach, there's obviously no trees. So pick the right time of year to do it. Or bring an umbrella.
A rain.
Something
because you never know, you might get that little rain in the earth. Out of nowhere. But yeah, the camping's great. Either you like glamping or you like camping. There's also a lot of really great marinas out there. I know we have a boat out there that we use, so the marinas are really nice. So there's a lot of boat life, and if you're hearing a lot of boating, it's because we live on the lakeshore. So pretty much everywhere in the area has a lot of boating lifestyle. A lot of boats, people using kayaks, paddle boards, dinghies,
you can rent
yachts.
You can rent any of that stuff.
You can even rent them.
I think 6 out of our 7 places that we're naming today are on the lake shore, so that's why you're seeing
sure.
a common theme.
Another great part of Holland and living in Holland are going to be the nature centers. There's a couple nature centers, De Graaf Nature Center, and there's another one towards the north side of Holland, towards West Olive. And you can actually go out there, you can bird watch if you're not as intense or into boating or anything like that. The bird watching out there is absolutely amazing. You'll see all sorts of birds and creatures and things like that. There's a ton of trails and parks everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you love to be outdoors, make sure you go to Holland and check out some of those parks. You'll definitely have a blast. All right, number 5.
Where's number 5?
Number 5 is Rockford, Michigan.
Rockford, Michigan. Beautiful place.
I would think that Rockford is probably one of the meccas of outdoors, like to live, like for outdoors people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I would
Rockford
say.
is really, really cool. A lot of land,
Yeah.
a lot of woods. Hunters love it up there. Plenty of space to set up your blinds,
Yeah.
you know, get in the woods early in the morning. Also have a lot of water, surprisingly.
Yeah.
There's a number of lakes up there, and like large lakes that you can boat on and fish on that aren't Lake Michigan. So little inland lakes that you can drop your boat in or go kayaking, go fishing. I've even seen planes land on the water
No way.
in those lakes up there.
That's cool.
It's really,
so
really cool
if you
area.
don't know, Adam is a Rockford native. He used to live there, so he knows quite a bit about Rockford.
Yeah,
so if you have
Rockford's
any
awesome.
questions on Rockford, make sure you hit that guy up.
Give me a call. No, but downtown Rockford's also really cool. So downtown Rockford, you've seen it down there.
I love it down there.
Downtown scene is awesome. It's real. It's not a large downtown area, but which kind of makes it nice.
Yeah.
Nice and homey. Lot to do outside though. They got the dam over there.
Yep.
With the Rogue River.
Yep.
And you can actually float down that river. You go up a little bit, you know, north or west, and float all the way down. And you can end your float in Rockford.
Wow.
Downtown Rockford.
That's cool.
So, and by floating, I mean you grab an inner tube and some drinks, and you float down a river. Just with river speed for 2-3 hours.
That's cool.
And it's a blast. You get a whole group of friends together, tie it off. Biking, hiking. Rockford has a lot of that as well. There's a bike trail / paved hike trail that's in Rockford that travels all the way south of Grand Rapids.
Wow.
One trail.
Wow.
So it's very, very long, and you can pretty much get to anywhere on it. But it's really cool to be able to connect those cities and just take your bike anywhere.
Yeah, so that's a really big deal. And another thing I don't want to forget to mention about Rockford is in the downtown, they also have like this wood burning pallet where like they burn wood and it almost makes you feel as though you're like in the mountains or something like that. And I remember going there because we went to Rockford Brewery to grab a drink and just walking around in our sweater, like in the wintertime, it just gave an essence of like that we weren't really in Michigan. So I wanted to point that out. And speaking of winter, Cannonsburg Ski Resort is a huge deal when it comes to coming and living in Rockford area. Cannonsburg is a township outside of Rockford, really close, where they have skiing, they have tubing, they have sledding, they have snowboarding. So if you're into that, you want to find a nice hill to go down to and you live here, get your practice runs in before you head up north or something like that. That is an excellent place. It's not very expensive. You can get season passes or you can just get a day pass and enjoy yourself out in the wintertime if you like snowshoeing or if you like just cross-country skiing, just walking around in the snow.
Yeah, mountain biking trails there too now.
In the wintertime too, right? Yeah, in the wintertime. So that is Rockford, Michigan, another amazing place to live if you're an outdoorsman. Number 6.
South Haven. So South Haven is just to get the feel for the town, it's a very quaint, I feel like small town vibe, living, lake life, cutesy type of town, right? So
it kind of dies off in the winter months. It is very much so a beach town. Like it's very similar to like a Grand Haven, South Haven. They both have Haven in the name. So it is a great place to live if you just have a beach house, so you want a second home and you want to be close to Chicago or something like that. Another thing to go along with the, like you said, vineyards.
They have a lot of vineyards and wineries.
Yes. And one of the main or bigger ones out there is Finn Valley, which they've won all sorts of awards out there as far as their wine and whatnot. Oh, Cranes, that's right, Cranes Apple Orchard. Okay, that is another thing, which is in Finnville, which is very close to South Haven. Crane's Apple Orchard. I have some buddies that their family actually started it. So shout out to the Cranes. Yeah,
Nice.
some of my buddies that work in the farm and work in the apple orchard. It is one of the biggest highlights
Super
in West
popular.
Michigan.
Definitely.
So if you want cider donuts, you want to go pumpkin picking,
Yeah.
you want to go pick apples, you can literally grab them right off the tree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you can grab them off the tree and bite them. They'll weigh your apples. You can take them home,
They got corn
share 'em.
mazes.
Corn mazes.
Yep, they got tractor rides for the kids.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's a lot to do over there. Pretty much everyone lives in Fenville in October.
Yes, they do.
All right, guys. Last but not least.
Last but not least.
What do we got?
It is Grand Haven, Michigan.
Grand Haven, which we've
Yes.
made another video on just Grand Haven.
Yeah.
So check that one out.
So check that out. We'll have it either in the description or somewhere on the screen where you can go ahead and click that. So Grand Haven is very close to Holland. It's about 30 minutes north of Holland, right on the lakeshore as well, before you get to Muskegon. And it is an awesome place, especially during the summer months. We try to get out there at least a half dozen, maybe a dozen times a year, just to enjoy the scenery, just walking along the beaches, going to the pier, watching the waves crash. They might hit you, get you wet, so heads up there. You can literally have you can have a dinner on the water and enjoy yourself out there. Fireworks, they have the Coast Guard Festival.
So Coast Guard Festival, so Grand Haven, for those who don't know, is like the national capital for Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, yep.
So they throw a huge party, huge festival every year. It was August 4th, I believe it was. Everyone gets out there.
Yeah.
Lake life, water life, everyone's on their boats. They tie up hundreds and hundreds of boats together, and then everyone just parks out in the water and enjoys their afternoon.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of stuff to do though if you don't have a boat, you're not on the water. You're walking up and down the pier. They have the local breweries. They have
Outside breweries out there.
Yep. They have all the local shops that you can go around and shop around in the afternoon. And then at nighttime, they have the fireworks.
Fireworks.
So they have a huge festival of fireworks they put out on the little island. They light them all off. And during the day, they have like live bands, different events that they have where the Coast Guard does simulations where they throw a dummy into the water and they jump out of a helicopter to go save the dummy. So it's really, really cool.
Interesting. It's cool. And another thing that they have during the Coast Guard Festival is the musical lights. So they have musical fountain. They have a musical fountain event that they put on, and it's a show of fountains where they literally play music and shoot up water in the air to the music. So it's an awesome time to enjoy it. Bring your friends and family out there. If you're not on the boat, you're still gonna have a great time. Bring your skimboards, bring your go put your feet in the water, just walk along the water. You can get drinks on the water. It's a great time in Grand Haven. Another thing I will point out is just looking at a lot of the houses that are out there. It's kind of like some hills and turns and whatnot. The houses in the area are absolutely beautiful. Some of the best architecture and condos that you will find on the lakeshore right in Grand Haven. As you're, an outdoorsman enjoying yourself out in Grand Haven.
All right, guys, so those are the 7 best places to live in West Michigan for an outdoorsman.
Yes, again, for things to do and sights to see, this is Live Great TV. I'm your official host to Live in Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse.
And I'm Adam Berksma.
And hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, make sure you hit that subscribe button, slap that notification bell, at least hit the like button so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that we put out each and every week because we love making these videos for you.
Definitely.
But even more than that, as a licensed real estate in the state of Michigan, as a licensed mortgage broker, we want to help you make that transition over to the West Michigan area. So our information's in the description below. Please feel free to reach out. We're happy to help you. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next video.
Thanks a lot, guys.